Gemma's thumb slipped on the screen, and in a heartbeat, the intimate selfie meant for her secret crush vanished into the ether, straight to Magnolia, her dad's old college buddy. "Oh God, no," Gemma whispered, her heart plummeting as the sent notification glared back at her. But when Magnolia's reply buzzed in, "Well, that's a view I didn't expect, but damn if it isn't stunning." Gemma's world tilted on its axis, blending mortification with an electric spark she couldn't ignore. Gemma stared at her phone in horror, the San Francisco fog rolling in outside her apartment window like a bad omen. It was supposed to be a playful snap for Alex, the barista at her favorite coffee shop who'd been flirting with her for weeks. But in her haste scrolling through contacts, she'd hit the wrong name. Magnolia Reed, the woman who'd been like an aunt to her growing up, though they drifted apart after Dad's passing 5 years ago. Magnolia, with her sharp wit and that effortless confidence that always made family gatherings lively. Now at 28, Gemma was navigating life as a graphic designer in the Bay Area, trying to piece together her identity amid the chaos of queer dating apps and late-night doubts. The photo wasn't risque, just Gemma in a fitted tank top, hair tousled from a run along the Embarcadero, caption "Thinking of you." But to send it to Magnolia, a 45-year-old architect who'd known her since pigtails? Gemma's cheeks burned as she typed a frantic apology. "Wrong person. Delete that." But Magnolia's response came quick, laced with humor. "No need to delete beauty, kiddo. Though if this is how you say hello these days, I've been out of the loop." Gemma blinked, rereading it. Was that flirting? No, couldn't be. Magnolia was straight, married once, divorced now, living in Seattle. Or at least that's what Dad had said last they talked. Yet, as the evening wore on, their texts evolved. Gemma explained the mix-up, laughing it off, and Magnolia shared stories of her own tech mishaps, sending blueprints to the wrong client, once emailing a love letter to her boss. "Life's full of happy accidents," Magnolia wrote. "This one's brightened my rainy night up here." Gemma felt a warmth spread through her, unexpected and disarming. She'd always admired Magnolia, her poise, her stories of backpacking through Europe in the 90s, her unapologetic laugh. As a kid, Gemma had crushed on her a bit, puppy love style, but now? This felt different, charged. The next day, Gemma's phone lit up with a photo from Magnolia, her standing on the Space Needle's observation deck, wind whipping her auburn hair, captioned, "Your turn inspired me. Fair trade." Gemma's pulse quickened. She replied with a shot of the Golden Gate Bridge shrouded in mist, and just like that, a daily exchange began. Photos of morning coffees, sketches from work, sunsets over the Pacific. It was innocent at first, a rekindling of old ties. But Magnolia's compliments grew bolder. "That smile could light up the whole city." Or, "You've grown into quite the force, Gemma." Gemma found herself blushing, second-guessing every word. Meanwhile, Gemma's life buzzed with the rhythm of urban America. She volunteered at the LGBTQ+ center in the Castro, designing posters for Pride events, and dated sporadically, women who ghosted after a few meets, or ones who wanted more than she could give. Alex, the barista, fizzled out when Gemma realized the spark wasn't there. But with Magnolia, conversations delved deeper. They talked about Dad, how he'd been the glue in their trio, his sudden heart attack leaving voids. "He'd be proud of you," Magnolia said in a voice note one night, her tone soft. Gemma played it on repeat, tears pricking her eyes. As weeks passed, the flirtation simmered. Magnolia visited San Francisco for a conference, suggesting they meet. "Old times sake," she texted. Gemma agreed, nerves jangling. They met at a cozy bistro in North Beach, the air thick with garlic and jazz from a nearby club. Magnolia looked striking, tailored blazer over jeans, silver streaks in her hair adding elegance. "You haven't changed a bit," Gemma lied, hugging her. But Magnolia had. More lines around her eyes, a quiet wisdom. Over wine, stories flowed. Magnolia opened up about her divorce from Tom, how it had been amicable but empty. "I realized I was living someone else's dream," she confessed. Gemma shared her coming-out story. Dad's supportive hug, Mom's initial silence. "I'm proud of you," Magnolia said, her hand brushing Gemma's. The touch lingered, electric. As they parted, Magnolia leaned in. "That photo? It wasn't an accident. It was fate." Gemma drove home, heart racing, wondering if this was the start of something profound, or a disaster. But doubts crept in. Magnolia was Dad's friend. What would people say? And was Magnolia even interested in women? Gemma confided in her best friend, Riley, over tacos in the Mission District. Sounds like mutual vibes, Riley said. But tread carefully, age gap, history. Gemma nodded, but the pull was undeniable. Their calls turned nightly, voices low, sharing dreams. Magnolia spoke of her hidden sketches, poetry she'd never shown. Gemma revealed her fears of never finding the one. One evening, as rain pelted Gemma's window, Magnolia whispered over the phone, "I think I'm falling for you." Gemma's breath caught. "Me too," she admitted. It was terrifying, exhilarating. They planned a weekend in Seattle, Gemma flying up. As she boarded the plane, hope bloomed. Little did she know shadows loomed. The flight to Seattle was turbulent, mirroring Gemma's swirling emotions. Touching down at Seattle-Tacoma, she spotted Magnolia in the arrivals hall, holding a sign that read "Accidental Muse." They laughed, embracing tightly, the scent of Magnolia's lavender perfume enveloping Gemma like a promise. The drive to Magnolia's loft in Capitol Hill wound through evergreen lined streets, the Space Needle piercing the cloudy sky. "Welcome to my world," Magnolia said, her hand on Gemma's knee. The weekend unfolded like a dream. They wandered Pike Place Market, sampling fresh salmon and artisanal cheeses, dodging tourists. Magnolia's fingers intertwined with Gemma's, a quiet claim. At night, they cooked pasta in the loft's open kitchen, jazz records spinning. Conversations turned intimate. Magnolia's regrets over a loveless marriage, Gemma's battles with self-doubt. "You've awakened something in me," Magnolia murmured, pulling Gemma close on the couch. Their first kiss was tentative, then fervent, a release of pent-up longing. No rush, just tenderness, exploring this new terrain. Back in San Francisco, the distance ached, but technology bridged it. Video calls, surprise packages. Magnolia sent a sketchbook filled with drawings of Gemma. Gemma reciprocated with custom playlists, songs of love and yearning like Brandi Carlile's ballads. Their bond deepened, laced with vulnerability. Magnolia confessed she questioned her sexuality in college, but buried it for societal norms. "Meeting you? It's like coming home," she said. But cracks appeared. Gemma's mom, Evelyn, called one day. "Heard from Magnolia lately? She's in town next week." Gemma froze. How to explain? Evelyn, traditional but loving, might not understand. Gemma tested waters. "We're close." Evelyn paused. "Close how?" Gemma chickened out, changing topics. Then the conference in LA. Magnolia invited Gemma along, booking a hotel in Santa Monica. Beach walks, sunset dinners, perfection. But at a networking event, Gemma overheard whispers. A colleague of Magnolia's, Sarah, pulled her aside. "You know about her ex?" Gemma shook her head. Sarah hesitated. "Tom wasn't the only one. There was a woman before, brief but messy." Gemma's stomach twisted. Confronting Magnolia later, she demanded truth. "It was years ago," Magnolia admitted, eyes downcast. "A fling during my divorce. I was confused." Gemma felt betrayed. Why hide it? "I thought we were honest," she snapped. Magnolia reached out. "I was scared it'd scare you off." They argued, voices rising in the hotel room overlooking the Pacific. Gemma stormed out, walking the pier alone, waves crashing like her thoughts. Was this real or Magnolia's midlife crisis? Reconciliation came at dawn. Magnolia found her, apologizing profusely. "I love you, Gemma. No secrets anymore." They made up stronger, but seeds of doubt lingered. Back home, Gemma threw herself into work, designing for a queer film festival. Magnolia visited often, blending into Gemma's life. Meeting Riley, joining pride marches. Yet drama escalated. An old flame of Gemma's, Jordan, resurfaced via social media. Jordan, charismatic and persistent, messaged, "Miss our nights." Gemma ignored, but Jordan showed up at a bar where Gemma was with friends. Flirty banter ensued. Magnolia absent that night. Photos surfaced online, Jordan's arm around Gemma. Magnolia saw them, calling in tears. "Is this payback?" Gemma rushed to explain it was nothing, just old friends. But Magnolia's insecurity flared. "I'm too old for this. You'll find someone your age." The call ended in silence. Gemma drove north the next day, unannounced, pounding on Magnolia's door. Don't push me away, she pleaded. They talked through the night, unpacking fears, Gemma's of abandonment since Dad's death, Magnolia's of irrelevance. Their love reignited, passionate and raw. They decided to go public, starting with Evelyn. Over brunch in Oakland, Gemma held Magnolia's hand. Mom, we're together. Evelyn's eyes widened, then softened. As long as you're happy. Relief washed over them. But fate twisted. Magnolia's firm offered a promotion in New York. It's a dream job, she said, conflicted. Gemma encouraged her, but inside panic brewed. Long distance? Again? As Magnolia prepared to move, tensions mounted. Arguments over logistics, unspoken resentments. The night before her flight, they dined at Gemma's favorite spot in the Haight. Come with me, Magnolia begged. Gemma hesitated. Her life was here, career, friends. I can't uproot everything. Tears fell. Then what? Magnolia asked, voice breaking. Gemma's decision loomed, the city's lights blurring through her tears. The weeks after Magnolia's move to New York were a blur of FaceTime calls and aching loneliness. Gemma buried herself in projects, redesigning logos for startups in Silicon Valley. But every skyline reminded her of the distance. 3,000 miles of doubt. Magnolia thrived in Manhattan, her architecture firm buzzing with high-profile clients, sketches of skyscrapers filling her apartment in Brooklyn. I miss you every second, she'd say, but her voice carried exhaustion, the grind of city life. Gemma visited for Thanksgiving, the crisp autumn air alive with possibility. They strolled Central Park, leaves crunching underfoot, holding hands amid joggers and families. Magnolia's new world enchanted Gemma. Galleries in Chelsea, jazz clubs in Harlem. But subtle shifts unnerved her. Magnolia's colleague Elena, a sleek Italian architect, appeared in stories too often. Just work friends, Magnolia assured, but Gemma's gut twisted. Back home, paranoia grew. Late-night texts from Elena popped up during calls. Project stuff, Magnolia explained. Gemma tried trusting, but memories of Jordan's photos haunted her. One evening, scrolling Instagram, Gemma saw a post. Magnolia and Elena at a rooftop bar. Arms linked, caption celebrating a win with this gem. Gemma's heart shattered. She called, voice trembling. Who is she really? The argument exploded across time zones. You're being ridiculous, Magnolia shouted. It's professional, Gemma fired back. Like your fling was? Silence. Then Magnolia's confession. We kissed once. After a late night. I was lonely. Betrayal sliced through Gemma like a knife. How could you, she sobbed. Magnolia begged forgiveness. It meant nothing. I love you. But Gemma hung up, blocking her number. Devastated, Gemma spiraled. She confided in Riley, who urged therapy. Sessions in a cozy office in Berkeley unearthed layers. Dad's death leaving her fearful of loss, pushing her to sabotage. But the pain was raw. Magnolia flew out, showing up at Gemma's door with flowers and tears. I screwed up. The distance. It broke me. They talked for hours, Magnolia admitting vulnerability. New city, old habits. But you're my anchor. Forgiveness came slowly. They recommitted, planning Gemma's move to New York. We'll build a life together, Magnolia promised. Gemma quit her job, packing boxes with mixed excitement and terror. Friends threw a farewell party in Golden Gate Park, toasts to new beginnings. In Brooklyn, their brownstone apartment became home. Gemma freelanced, designing for queer nonprofits, exploring the city, subway rides to Coney Island, picnics in Prospect Park. Their love deepened, intimate moments laced with gratitude. But external storms brewed. Magnolia's ex-husband, Tom, resurfaced, emailing about shared assets. He's contesting the divorce settlement, Magnolia sighed. Tom, bitter, dug into her life, discovering Gemma. One day a letter arrived. Anonymous, outing their relationship to Magnolia's conservative clients. Whispers at work turned to stares. A major project pulled. Personal matters conflicting. Magnolia's career teetered. This is my fault, Gemma whispered. Magnolia held her. No, it's bigotry. We'll fight. Drama peaked at a firm gala in Midtown. Tom showed up uninvited, cornering Magnolia. So this is why our marriage failed? Some midlife lesbian phase. Words escalated, Gemma intervened, defending. It's love, Tom. Real love. Security escorted him out, but damage done. Social media buzzed. Leaked photos, hateful comments. Magnolia faced HR scrutiny. Gemma felt the weight, questioning if she was worth it. Maybe I should go back, she said one stormy night. Magnolia pulled her close. Don't you dare. We're in this together. They sought support, therapy, LGBTQ+ groups in the village. Allies rallied, a petition saving Magnolia's job. Yet the betrayal's scar lingered. Gemma discovered Magnolia had confided in Elena post-kiss. Not her. Why her? Gemma demanded. Magnolia admitted. I was ashamed. Trust fractured again, leading to a heated separation. Gemma crashing with a friend in Queens. Reflection hit. Gemma wandered the high line. Realizing love demanded work. She returned, proposal in hand. Not marriage but commitment. Let's build unbreakable trust. Magnolia agreed, tears flowing. As winter blanketed the city, healing began. They volunteered at a shelter, helping queer youth, channeling pain into purpose. But a final twist awaited. Snow fell softly on Brooklyn's streets as Gemma and Magnolia rebuilt, brick by emotional brick. Morning started with coffee in their sunlit kitchen, sharing dreams over bagels from the corner deli. Magnolia's career stabilized, her firm embracing diversity after the scandal. Gemma's designs gained traction, landing a gig with a Manhattan ad agency. Life felt rhythmic, American in its hustle, subway commutes, weekend escapes to the Hamptons. Yet undercurrents of doubt persisted. Gemma's therapy sessions revealed patterns, her fear of abandonment manifesting as jealousy. Magnolia worked on transparency, sharing every work interaction. They attended couples counseling in Greenwich Village, a cozy space with rainbow flags. Communication is key, the therapist said. They practiced turning conflicts into connections. Spring brought renewal. They road tripped to Niagara Falls, the roar of water drowning old hurts. Standing mist-soaked, Magnolia whispered, "Marry me." Gemma laughed through tears. Yes, not legal yet in their hearts, but a promise. Back home they planned a commitment ceremony, intimate, on a rooftop overlooking the skyline. Invitations went out. Evelyn flew in, beaming. My girls. Riley arrived from San Francisco, toasting their resilience. But Tom lurked, sending a venomous email. You'll regret this. Ignoring it, they focused on joy. The ceremony was magical, string lights twinkling, vows exchanged amid friends. From an accidental photo to forever, Gemma said. Magnolia echoed. You've taught me love's true form. Dancing under stars, hope soared. Post-honeymoon in Vermont's rolling hills, reality bit. Magnolia's health scare. A routine check revealing a lump. Biopsy pending, fear gripped them. What if? Gemma whispered nights, holding her tight. Results. Benign, but the ordeal deepened bonds. We're survivors, Magnolia said. Drama resurfaced via Elena. She called Magnolia, apologizing for the past, but hinting at lingering feelings. I need closure, Elena said. Magnolia met her for coffee, Gemma's blessing, trust tested. Returning, Magnolia recounted every word. It's over for good. Gemma felt pride in their growth. Then the ultimate betrayal. Scrolling news, Gemma saw an article. Architect's secret affair exposed. Photos of Magnolia and Elena from months ago, leaked by Tom in revenge. Clients pulled projects. The firm suspended Magnolia. How? She cried. Investigation revealed Tom's hacking illegal, but damage done. Gemma stood by her, rallying support. They sued Tom, the courtroom in downtown Manhattan tense. Witnesses testified. Evelyn on their love, Riley on resilience. Tom cornered, confessed malice. Victory. Charges pressed, settlement won. But scars ran deep. Magnolia questioned her path. Maybe retire early. Gemma encouraged reinvention. Start your own firm, queer-focused designs. Idea sparked, they brainstormed over pizza in Little Italy. As summer heated, they moved to a quieter spot in upstate New York. A farmhouse in the Hudson Valley. Gemma commuted to the city. Magnolia built a studio. Peace settled, gardening together, hosting barbecues. Yet, one evening a letter arrived. From Gemma's estranged aunt, dad's sister, condemning their lifestyle. Hurt flared. Why can't people accept? Gemma sobbed. Magnolia held her. Because they're scared. But we have each other. Reflection led to activism. They spoke at Pride events, sharing their story. Accidental beginnings, betrayals overcome, love triumphant. Audiences moved, applause thundering. High point. Adopting a rescue dog, naming her Hope. Walks in apple orchards, simple joys. But climax loomed. Tom's appeal hearing approached. Tension built. Magnolia testified, voice steady. Love isn't a phase, it's my truth. Gemma watched, proud. Verdict. Upheld. Freedom. In the aftermath, they sat on their porch, stars overhead. We made it, Gemma said. Magnolia smiled. Through fire. Their story, once private, inspired. Gemma wrote a blog, anonymous at first, then public. Messages poured in, queer women relating, finding hope. As fall leaves turned, Gemma realized. This wasn't just romance. It was revolution, personal, profound. The Hudson Valley farmhouse became their sanctuary. A slice of American Idol amid rolling hills and crisp air. Gemma's blog exploded, turning into a book deal. Accidental Hearts. Chronicling their journey from that fateful photo to enduring love. Signings in bookstores across the Northeast drew crowds, stories shared over coffee. Magnolia's new firm flourished, designing inclusive spaces, community centers, pride venues. Together, they mentored young queer architects and designers, paying forward the support they'd craved. Years blended into a tapestry of milestones. Anniversaries celebrated with trips. Back to San Francisco for nostalgia, Seattle for roots. Evelyn visited often, knitting blankets for their home. Riley relocated nearby, starting a family. Gemma and Magnolia as doting aunts. But life wasn't without shadows. Magnolia's arthritis flared in winters, slowing her sketches. Gemma's anxiety resurfaced during book tours. They navigated with grace, therapy sessions via Zoom, walks with hope, easing tensions. One crisp autumn day, a knock at the door. A young woman, 22, nervous. I'm Lily, Tom's daughter. Shock rippled. Lily explained. Raised by her mom, she discovered the feud via news. I want to understand. Over tea, stories unfolded. Tom, remorseful in prison, had urged her to connect. Lily, queer herself, sought family. Hesitant at first, they bonded. Lily visited regularly, healing generational wounds. You're my chosen family, she said. Magnolia teared up. Welcome home. This act of forgiveness capped their saga, turning betrayal into bridge. Gemma reflected in her journal. Love isn't linear. It's a mosaic of breaks and mends. Their story's end wasn't fairy tale perfect, but profoundly human. Challenges arose. A flood damaging the studio, forcing rebuilds. Gemma's book facing backlash from conservatives. They stood firm, advocacy amplifying. In quiet moments, they'd sit by the fire, reminiscing. That photo, Gemma laughed. Best mistake ever. Magnolia kissed her. Led me to you. As seasons cycled, their love endured, deep, resilient. Friends envied their connection. A beacon in a divided world. Final chapter. A quiet vow renewal on their anniversary, under a harvest moon. Vows renewed. Through accidents, betrayals, and triumphs, I choose you. Guests cheered, toasts raised. Gemma, now 35, looked at Magnolia, silver hair glowing. Forever. Magnolia nodded. Eternal. Their tale, whispered in queer circles, inspired. Understanding born from mishap, trust forged in fire. In America's vast landscape, two women found home in each other. Proof that love, with all its drama and depth, conquers. And so, in the heart of it all, they lived, not happily ever after, but authentically, humanely ever forward.